Coming up on After the Whistle, high school basketball playoffs are near the end, and we'll have coverage from the District 6 1A girls basketball semifinals.
Plus, high school spring sports are underway in District 6. We'll bring you games from around the area.
And Penn State baseball and softball are in full swing. Both teams returned home and brought plenty of offense along with them. All that and more coming up on After the Whistle. Welcome to After the Whistle. I'm Gigi Jones.
I'm Evan Poches. Today, we'll bring you basketball, lacrosse, and baseball from around the District 6 area, as well as Penn State softball and baseball. We take you now to girls basketball, where two District 6 teams, Bishop Guilfoyle and Williamsburg, duke it out to keep their seasons alive in the state playoffs.
Yeah, it's the third consecutive year the two teams have met in the postseason.
How about that?
Take a look at this packed crowd here. Winner is going to punch their ticket to Hershey for the state chip and hopefully a little something sweet. First quarter dish off to Stella Yeski, fires from three and buries the triple. BG draws first blood 3-0. Less than 30 seconds in the first, Leanne Royer steps back and drills a three, 12-8 Lady Marauders. But hold on, BG with a chance at the buzzer from NBA range, puts it in off the glass. Guilfoyle now up 7. Now we're going to hop to the fourth quarter. It's 44-0. BG's Aaliyah Heilman steps into a 35-footer, connects now a 1-point ball game. Time is quickly ticking away for the Lady Pirates. Heilman with a floater. No, rebound, BG. And let the Hershey Kisses rain down on those Lady Marauders.
How sweet it is.
Guilfoyle is going to hang on to beat Williamsburg and punch their ticket to Chocolate World. That final score was 51-45. With the win, BG sets a date with Mountain View on Friday at the Giant Center. As for Williamsburg, their season is unfortunately going to end in Altoona at 27-4. The Marauders are no stranger to a big game, as they will be looking for their 8th PIAA state championship and the first since the 2020-2021 season.
As you said, Gigi, BG, no stranger to Candyland, but they have to go through a tough 5-7-0 squad in the Mountain View Eagles to get the job done.
It's going to be a battle, but I believe in them. Now, from dominance on the court to dominance on the field, you've got something for us, right, Evan?
That's right, Gigi. It's Chambersburg traveling to Mifflin County in boys lacrosse. A frigid day in Lewistown, not your best weather for lacrosse. Better hope you brought your coat. Starting in the first quarter, Joey Iser fakes the shot, slides through, and scores. Trojans take a 2-1 lead. What a beautiful shot. Now to the second, Quinn Makosi finds Blake DuPont, quick draw and scores. Chambersburg up 3-1. A few minutes later, Trojans cycling through, finding a cutting DuPont once again for the beautiful goal, 4-1 Trojans. Later in the quarter, Matt Tucker to Ryan Cozy, who bounces the ball past the goalie. What a play, extending the lead to 5-1.
Love to see that. Love the technique.
Next Trojan possession, the attack in transition. Sam Kunkelman all alone out in front and buries it home. Chambersburg up 6-1. Chambersburg continued to roll through the rest of the way, taking down Mifflin County 15-2. The Trojans start out strong with a win in their season opener. The Huskies now fall to 0-2, looking to get into the win column at Red Lion later tonight.
A sad night for those dogs. Now, after the first game was canceled, the Lady Lions softball team is set to start their season later this week. The last season, the team finished 4-6 in conference and are coming into this season looking to start off with a winning record. Their first game is set for April 2nd when they'll take on the Chambersburg Trojans.
March weather has not been kind to Pennsylvania's outdoor sports. Jack Raczynski is live in Tyrone for what was supposed to be a matchup between the Tyrone Golden Eagles and the Bald Eagle Eagles. Jack?
Well, we had a different story about 90 minutes ago, but that's the nature of this industry. About top of the 4 o'clock hour, the season opener game for baseball against Bald Eagle and Tyrone was canceled, moved to April 6th due to inclement weather. As you can see, the snowflakes behind me, ground definitely a bit muddy, but that's been the nature of this PA weather. 2 state high games were canceled. Phillipsburg Osceola game was also postponed. So that's also the physical toll and the mental toll of playing the schedule, is that not only you're playing the games, but now you're playing these games in a more condensed window as this weather continues to evolve around Pennsylvania throughout the month. We had some earlier showers that also contributed to this postponement. as well as some snow squalls in the area this evening. But Evan, I got to get the phone number of a certain groundhog in the area, give him a piece of my mind about some of his predictions for an early spring. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jack. I got that number right here if you want it. Just hit me up. Coming up after the break, we'll have Penn State baseball highlights from their high-scoring series versus UMass Lowell.
Plus, we're going to take a quick look at how the Nittany Lions fared this weekend in the Penn State Softball Invitational. And welcome back to After the Whistle, brought to you by Com Radio, the Center County Report, and Penn State's chapter of Awesome.
It's been a roller coaster of a season for Penn State basketball, and while there won't be any more basketball for the men's team, there's still hope for the women.
That's right. The Lady Lions unfortunately missed the NCAA tournament, but are still the #1 seed in the WBIT.
Some consolation.
After recording their best record since the 2016 season, the Penn State women's basketball team has earned a #1 seed in the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament. The Lady Lions will host George Mason tomorrow at the Bryce Jordan Center in the tournament's first year. After a successful season, however, Penn State was one of the first 4 teams left out of the NCAA tournament. This was resulting in them being one of the top seeds in the WBIT. This will be the 4th year the Lady Lions participate in an invitation event such as this.
After Penn State took the first game of the series, the UMass Lowell Riverhawks were determined to avoid dropping the first 2 games of the series. Fans poured into Medler Field to hopefully witness some Friday night fireworks, and boy, would they get some. A lot, in fact. Bottom of the second, Riverhawks lead 1-0 when Adam Cesari launches this moonshot to tie the game at 1-1. But later on in the inning, Kyle Hannon would join in on the fun here with this absolute shot to right field. Look at that one go. You won't see it for long. And with that majestic shot, this beautiful bat flip to boot. This would cap a 6-run inning for the Nittany Lions. Here in the top of the 4th, with Penn State up 6-1, Fritz Genther would tap this slow roller through the infield. It would lead to some trouble for the Penn State defense, which would score a run. Later on in the 8th, a nice bunt here, which would cause a throwing error and another run for UMass Lowell. This would be all that they needed here to beat Penn State.
Wrapped it up with a little slip and slide action.
They would shut the door in the 9th, and UMass Lowell would take game 2 of the series by a score of 11-9. Penn State would take game 3, 21-14 on Saturday, and lost last night to St. Bonaventure to move to 11-6 on the season. The Nittany Lions will take on Michigan this weekend to open up Big Ten play.
With their walk-off win against Lehigh, the Nittany Lions gained their 100th win at Softball Park and Beard Field heading into their weekend games. We're going to go straight to the 3rd inning, Penn State leading 1-0. With beautiful weather, Emily Maddock with a scorcher off the right field, Penn State extends its lead 2-0. Now we're going to take you guys to the 4th inning. A little bit of running action, and Caitlin Morrison is going to cap it off with a double down the line. Wait for it, and there it goes. Michelle Barbonente. Michelle Barbonente scores from first, sliding past the tag. Nittany Lions now lead 6-0. A little bit of sunny action there, and now we're going to take you just an inning later. Maddie Gordon is going to wait for it, launch one over the wall, giving Penn State an 8-2 lead. Now the Nittany Lions would go on to win this game 8-2, remaining undefeated in the Invitational. This win marks Penn State's 100th win at Beard Field as the Nittany Lions moved to 19-6 on the season, while Canisius falls, unfortunately, 5-9.
After beating Canisius on Saturday, the Nittany Lions hosted the Binghamton Bearcats in their final game of the Penn State Softball Invitational. Starting off in the first inning, Penn State's Haley Brunson letting this one fly over the fence, putting some runs on the board early with this 3-run jack, and there's a party at the home plate to celebrate that shot.
A little Sully never hurt nobody.
Still in the first, Brunson back at the plate as she gets a hold of this one, but it falls just short of the wall. She would get to second on this play, and that would take us to the circle now. Maddie Volpe would get a quick strikeout, limiting the Bearcats' chance to claw back into this game. Moving into the third, Brunson once again doing damage for the Lions, this time bringing Emily Maddock home as Penn State increased their lead to 13-4 with that hit. Switching it up with Amanda Mack in the fourth, she gets all of this one, and like Luke Combs once said, it's going, gone. That homer gave the Nittany Lions the Mercy Rule victory as they led 15-5 going into the fifth inning. With the win over Binghamton, Penn State swept the Invitational in front of its home crowd to improve to 20-6 on the year. Good job, ladies.
And now we have Annika Wagner, who has more on the Nittany Lions' dominant performance in the Penn State Softball Invitational. Annika?
This past weekend, softball returned to Beard Field, and the bats were red hot. Let's take a look. The Nittany Lions held their home opener this past weekend as they hosted the third annual Penn State Softball Invitational. The blue and white came into the Invitational with a 5-game losing streak, but emerged from the weekend 5-0. Penn State played 5 games throughout the Invitational, including a doubleheader on Friday. Over the span of the weekend, the Nittany Lions scored 51 runs. After the 15-5 Mercy Rule win on Sunday, head coach Clarissa Crowell commented on the team's dominant offensive performance.
The biggest thing is just us being able to execute a plan. I thought our kids did a really good job of that, and they didn't let pitchers miss over the plate today. They definitely took advantage. I was really happy to see that today.
Junior outfielder Haley Brunson was a key player in the team's explosive offensive performance. Her nearly perfect day at the plate on Sunday, with a home run in the first, a double, single, and a fielder's choice, set the tone for the game. She had more to say on the powerful offense.
Yeah, I think it's an offense we're really dangerous, and I think teams feel that when we step up to that, and we're honestly really gritty. Like, it doesn't matter if we're up by 10, down by 10, like, we're going to play our hands.
Senior infielder Amanda Mack hit her first home run of the season on Sunday. She added on to Brunson's idea of the team's offensive explosivity.
It kind of like shows them where they are, puts our foot down, and again, like, we just feel like we're really powerful and strong as offense, and it's kind of showing the team who they're kind of facing.
Penn State will need their dangerous offense when they open up Big Ten play at home against Indiana this upcoming weekend. Penn State hit 5 home runs over the course of this weekend, and not only was that Amanda Mack's first home run of the season, it was also the first of her career. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Annika. And another eventful week of District 6 and Penn State sports here on our list of the top 3 plays from around the area. Starting off at number 3, we head back to Beard Field where Haley Brunson smashes the ball over the right center field wall for a 3-run shot to start a party at home plate. Look at the excitement.
A majestic shot there. Over to number 2, BG looking to respond with seconds left in the first quarter. It's Mary Query launching this shot from the parking lot and banking it home to blow the roof off of the building.
And to wrap it all up, our final play, Kyle Hannon sends the ball to the moon and back for a 3-run home run over the right field wall. And look at that bat flip. What a way to end the top 3 plays of the week. Well, between softball, baseball, and spring sports to come, I can't wait for next week's episode. And this one was one that was hard to beat.
Some bipolar weather here in Pennsylvania, but hopefully Mother Nature can let up and we can get outside and the weather will get just a bit warmer.
Absolutely. That's all we have from this week's edition of After the Whistle. Tune in next week for more coverage of District 6 and Penn State sports. I'm Gigi Jones.
And I'm Evan Pochus. For more updates about our show and our coverage of games, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ATWPSU. We'll see you next week here on After the Whistle.